Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. You're welcome to another session of our Quran reading course. Inshallah ta'ala, after we have built the foundation, going through the Arabic alphabet, how they are pronounced, how they are written, and when they fall into different positions, how do they look like, and so on and so forth. Now, that's an introduction to get into the main knowledge itself, inshallah ta'ala. Um, we have vowels in Arabic language. Vowels. As we all know that vowels help us to join letters together in languages. So the vowels we are going to be looking at firstly is the short vowels. So we have the long, the short, and the long. So we are going to be looking at the short vowels first of all. So these vowels in Arabic language, it helps us to, when we were learning the Arabic alphabet, we said what we want to know was the name of each alphabet, not the sound. Name of each alphabet. So now vowels are going to help us to give sound to those alphabets. So for short vowels, we have three. We have Fatha, Kasra, and Dhamma. In this lesson, we are going to be learning the vowel Fatha, Kasra, and Dhamma. These three vowels help us to give sound to letters when they are attached to letters, and from there we can join letters together as well. Then from there, word can be made and meanings can be made out of each word. For example, if I want to say, sorry, oh, now look at this. All I have here in this word are letters. Okay, all I have in this word are letters, just letters. Okay, just letters. I don't have a vowel to let me know that which sound is this letter representing in this word, and which sound does this letter have, which sound does this letter have. So by having vowels on each of these letters, I can know that, okay, this is the sound I want to make. This is the sound I want to make for this letter. This is the sound I want to make for this letter. Then it makes a complete word. Then the word makes a complete what? Meaning. So now we are going to be learning Al-Fatha in this lesson. So we said we are going to learn, first of all, we are going to start our learning with learning the vowels, the vowel Fatha, okay, then Kasra and Dhamma. Okay. Now, Fatha is a vowel that is written like this on top of a letter. It's written like this and it comes on top of a letter. For example, let me have the letter Ba. This is Ba. So when you see something like this on top of Ba, that is Fatha. Or when you see something like this on top of any letter at all, that is Fatha. So, Kasra, okay, let's have this horizontal line as a letter. So let's use this to represent a letter. So Kasra is written at the bottom of the letter. So for example, if you have Jim and at the bottom is this, that is Kasra. All right. And Dhamma is like a small vowel which comes on top of a letter. So for example, when we have Ta, and we have this. That is Dhamma. So in this case now, this Ba is having Fatha, this Jim is having Kasra, and this Ta is having Dhamma. So let's repeat again. Fatha, we have Hamza. Fatha is written like this on top of a letter. Did you see that? Kasra is written like this at the bottom of a letter. Let's use the letter Ba. So Kasra is written like this at the bottom of a letter, and Dhamma is written like this on top of a letter. So here is Fatha, here is Kasra, and here is Dhamma. So these are the vowels we'll be learning for now. So, and we are going to learn them one by one. So the next thing we want to do now is, what sound does Fatha bring to a letter when it is attached to a letter? Here in the page we have here, we can see that all of these letters are carrying what? Kasra, Dhamma, or Fatha. They are carrying Fatha because we said Fatha, this is the sign of Fatha written on top of a letter. So as we can see, all of this now, they are carrying what? They are carrying Fatha. All of these letters are carrying Fatha. So now we want to know, how does a letter sound when it is attached with Fatha? When Fatha is attached to it, or in another word, how does a letter sound when it carries a Fatha? So after we learned this and we perfect this, we move to Kasra. How does a letter sound when Kasra is attached to it? After we perfect that as well, we move to Dhamma. How does a letter sound when Dhamma is attached to it? We already know what is Dhamma. We can recognize Dhamma. This is Dhamma. This is Kasra. Okay? And this is Fatha. Fatha comes on top of a letter. Kasra comes at the bottom. And Dhamma is like a small vowel that comes on top of a letter. So the next thing is to know, how does a letter sound when they carry any of these vowels. So Bismillah. We have these Arabic letters starting from Alif. Is this Alif? No. Hamza. Remember our last lesson. Remember in our foundation classes. This is Hamza. Once you see this on top of this thing we call Alif, it becomes Hamza. Why don't we see Alif in this list? It is because Alif is such a letter that does not take Kasra or Dhamma or Fatha. It is Harfun Sakin. Okay? It is Harfun Sakin. Inshallah, we are going to learn Sukun as well. Sukun, we are going to learn Sukun as well in the coming classes, something we call Sukun, and what is the implication of Sukun. So, Alif only takes Sukun. Alif does not take Fatha, it does not take Kasra, it does not take Dhamma. So, Hamza, mutaharrika. So, Hamza takes Kasra, takes Fatha, takes Dhamma. So, that is why we don't find Alif here. So that's one of the difference between between Alif and Hamza. Okay, even though their sound is very, very close to each other, but in the real sense, when it comes to this take Fatha or Kasra and Dhamma, there is a difference. It is Hamza that takes Fatha, Kasra or Dhamma, while Alif does not take Fatha, Kasra and Dhamma. So it is not possible you say Alif Fatiha. That is wrong. So you rather say Hamza Fatiha. So now we have these letters now carrying Fatha. Let's carefully follow, how does a letter sound when it has Fatha or when it carries Fatha. So here we have our Hamza, we have Ba, we have Ta, we have Tha, we have Jim. Look at now. Okay, first of all, let's read these letters. Let's read them by their names. This is Hamza. ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, zal, ra, zai, sin, shin, صاد ضاد طاء ظا عين غين فاء قاف كاف لام ميم نون ها واو ya. Now, that is a revision of how the name of each letter. Now, the name of a letter is different from the sound of a letter. Okay? We can only know the sound of a letter depending on if it is carrying fatha or kasra or dhamma. But when it is not carrying anything, we have to pronounce the letter. We have to say the letter by its name. All right? So that is what we just do. That's what we did just now. Now, let's now read each letter according to what it carries. And this is fatha. Now, hamza, when it carries fatha, is going to sound as a, 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 a. Remember, or note, it is not a, it is a, a, a. And when ba carries fatha, the sound is going to be ba, ba, ba. Remember, not ba like the name of the letter. Ba, 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 ba. So that is why in our foundation class, I told you that when we were learning the letters, I said ba, ta, and do not say ba, ta. Do not say to, say to. Do not say tha, because that's the name of the letter. Ba is the name of the letter. Ba, ta. But when it has fatha now, and it's going to give a sound. The sound is the sound with fatha. The sound of ba having fatha is what? The sound of ba, the letter ba having fatha is what? Ba, ba, ba. Is this clear now? So we have a, ba, ta, sa, jim. Ja. Now, the name of the letter is jim, but the sound when it carries fatha is what? Ja. That is why I said there is a difference between the name of a letter and the sound of a letter. The sound of a letter comes when the letter is carrying a vowel, fatha, kasra, dhamma, or when it's carrying sukun, and so on and so forth. So the name of this letter is jim, jim, jim. But the sound when it's carrying fatha is what? Ja, ja. This is ha, ha. But the sound when it's carrying fatha is what? Ha, ha. The name of the letter is ha, but the sound when it carries fatha is ha, ha. Now, this is letter ho, but the sound when it carries fatha is what? Ho, ho. Now, this is letter dal, dal, but the sound when it carries fatha is da, da, and not dal. So, you have to pay good attention here and know the difference. So, the name of the letter is what? Dal, dal. Okay. The name of the letter is dal. Okay. But the sound when it carries fatha, you can see the name of the letter when it's not carrying anything is dal. But the sound when it carries fatha becomes what? Da, da, da. Remember, I did not say da. I said da, da. I did not say when ba is carrying fatha. I did not say ba. I said ba, ba. That's how you pronounce it. And when ta is carrying fatha, I did not say ta, I said ta, 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 fatha, ta. Okay, good. And the name of the letter dal, the same way we have dal, dal. This is dal. But when this dal is carrying fatha now, it becomes the, the. Now, let's go back. So we have da, 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 da. So we have the letter zal. So now it is carrying fatha, no longer going to be zal. The, 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 da, the, ro. Now we have the letter ra, ra, but in the case of this letter ra carrying fatha, it becomes what? Ra, ra. So here we have zai, zai, okay? We have letter what? Zai, zai. But now this zai is carrying fatha, it becomes za, 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 and not even za. Don't lengthen it at all. Don't lengthen the sound. Okay. In the future class, we are going to learn. So remember, I was saying hamzatul mamduda, an elongated hamza, al hamzatul mamduda. So we are going to learn a skill which teaches us elongation. There is a difference in Arabic. There is a difference when you say za and za, two different things entirely, which can even change the meaning of a word. So that's why Arabic is a very sensitive language. So when you say ba, when this ba is carrying fatia, which gives us the sound ba, and you pronounce ba, you are saying something entirely. What you are saying is ba. Look at that, and we never learned that. So, all right. So that is elongation. That is what elongation. You have added an elongation to it, and we never learned an elongation yet. So there's a difference between the sound ba, ta, and ba, ta. All right. And the difference between the sound da, the, and the sound da, the. Here, there is no elongation, but here there is an elongation. So we have to be careful. Now, so the letter zal, when it has fatha, becomes what? The. Ra, the letter becomes, when it has fatha, it becomes ra. So the letter zai, when it has fatha, becomes za, za. The letter sin, when it has fatha, becomes sa, sa. This is za, sa, za, sa. Okay, two different things here. So for the za, we have za, and for the sa, we have sa. Of course, we pronounce it differently. So for zai, when it has fatha, it is za. For sin, when it has fatha, it is sa. So don't say sa when you are pronouncing za, and don't say za when you're pronouncing sa. Okay. So za, for example, we have, so za for we have when you want to pronounce zebra, so z is what, and when you want to pronounce soup, so c, z, c, z. Look at the difference. Okay. So here we have za, sa. So sha. So the letter shin, when it carries fatha, is what? Sha, sha. And the letter sod, when it carries fatha, becomes so, 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 so. The letter dod, when it carries fatha, becomes do, 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 do. And the letter to, when it carries fatha, becomes to, And letter dho, when it carries fatha, becomes dho, 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 dho. And the letter ain, when it carries fatha, becomes a, a. And the letter ghain, when it carries fatha, becomes gha, gha, gha. Now, you have to be careful when we say jim, when it carries fatha is ja, 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 and not jo, it is ja. So, sod, when it carries fatha is so. Sin, when it carries fatha is sa, sa, so, sa, so. So here we have za, sa, so, za, sa, so. And here, raw, raw, when it carries fatha is raw, not ra, raw, raw, raw. And also, kho, the letter kho, when it carries fatha, it is kho, not kha, it is kho, kho. So you have to pronounce it exactly the way the first sound, like when you want to pronounce the when you want to call the name of the letter, the first sound that comes. So the letter sod, sod, sod. So when you saw is what you pronounce. So sod having fatha is going to squeak so. So you won't say sa now. So now so you have to um pay attention to the way each letter is being pronounced when they have their fatha. So we have a, go, not ga, go, 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 not ga. The same way we did not say ra, we said ro. So go, fa. The letter fa is what? Fa. The letter qaf, qaf. When it has fatha now becomes what? Qa, 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 qa. And the letter kaf, when it has fatha, becomes what? Ka, 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 ka. So here we have qa, ka, qa, ka. The same way when we want to pronounce the name of the letter itself, it is qaf, kaf. So when it has fatha, it is qa, ka, qa, qa, ka, qa, ka, qa. Qaf, when it has fatha, is qa. And kaf, when it has fatha, is what? Ka. So lam, when it has fatha, becomes la, 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 la. And mim, when it has fatha, becomes ma, ma, not ma, 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 ma. And noon, when it has fatha, becomes na, 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 na. And I did not say na, na, no, na, na. And ha, when it has fatha, becomes ha, 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 ha. And wow, the letter wow, wow, when it has fatha, becomes what? Wa, 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 and not wow. Wow, wow, fatha, wow. No, that's wrong. Wow, fatha, wa. So the sound after it has fatha becomes wa. All right. And the letter ya, when it has fatha, becomes what? Ya, 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 ya. So two things to note. When you are pronouncing a letter, pronouncing the sound of a letter, when it has fatha, you don't elongate that sound. So a, ba, ta, tha, ja, ha, kha, like that. You do not say a, ba, ta, tha, Ja. No, you don't say that. That is you pronouncing something entirely from what you are pointing out. Because there's something, there is another chapter which we are going to learn something like that. That's another ruling entirely. So you have to pay attention to what you heard from me and repeat exactly and note exactly what you are hearing from me. So now let's read. Read after me now. A, a, ba, ba, ta, ta, sa, sa, ja, ja, ha, ha, kho, kho, da, da, za, za, ro, ro, za, za, sa, sa, sha, sha, so, so, do, do, po, po, vo, vo, a, a. The letter ain. When it has fatha becomes a. And the letter ghain, when it has fatha becomes gha. So vo, vo, a, a, gha, gha, fa, fa, qa, qa, ka, ka, la, la, ma, ma, na, na, ha, ha, wa, wa, ya, ya. You heard that I pronounce mine without elongating the sound. It is one haraka. The length of the elongation is one haraka, just one sound. A, ba, ta, sa, ja, ha, kho, da, za, ro, za, sa, sha, so, do, to, vo, a, go, fa, ko, ka, la, ma, na, ha, wa, ya. Is this clear? There is a traditional way of reading which involves saying the letter and the vowel it takes, then now saying the sound. But we don't want to do that. So, for example, say Hamza, Fatia, A, Ba, Fatha, Ba, Ta, Fatha, Ta, Tha, Fatha, Tha. But that's not needed because we already know what we already perfected in the foundation class what the name of the letter is already. So we don't need to mention the name of the letter every time. Let's just go straight to the sound. So A, Ba, Ta, Tha, Ja, Ha, Kho, Da, Za, Ro, Za, Sa, Sha, So, Do, To, Vo, A, Go, Fa, Ko, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Ha, Wa, Ya. So, inshallah ta'ala, in the next episode, we are going to take um in this episode what we did is that we pronounced each letter with fatha when they are alone. So in the next episode, inshallah ta'ala, what we are going to do is that we are going to join, still using fatha, we are going to join letters with, different letters together that carry fatha. Different letters that carry fatha, we are going to join them together, inshallah, in the next episode. All right. So we can know that, so we can get used to reading little by little, inshallah. And by that, we start reading. So step by step, inshallah ta'ala. So the assignment is going to be to read all the sound correctly as we have been taught, inshallah ta'ala. Barakallahu feekum. Till we meet in the next episode. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.